Hello, everybody. My name is Jamie Fleming. I am the founder and CEO of Altoura. Altoura is a platform for the metaverse, which takes 3D models of your physical assets, think of equipment or environments, and makes them immersive and interactive and collaborative so that you can drive productivity for your remote workforce. So think of the metaverse as not just some abstract notion, but really a series of connected experiences that are bringing the physical world into the virtual and the virtual into the physical, so that you can really transform productivity in the way that your remote workforce is working from home. And Altoura provides a simple toolbox for letting you to create these immersive workflows. We work across 4 different use cases primarily: training and simulation, task guidance, collaborative viz, and sales and marketing. And we're fortunate to work across the top brands across the world and really help drive business productivity using these different workflows that we support. We're also a Microsoft Mixed Reality Gold partner, meaning that we go to market and we serve our customers jointly together in partnership with Microsoft. Very quickly, let me tell you how Altoura works. We take these 3D models of your assets, we push them into the cloud, we take care of all the asset management and security and compliance, and then we give you tools to build these immersive workflows and let you have meetings on those assets across any sort of device type: a phone, tablet, headset, PC, or a Mac computer. And the result is that we increase productivity for your organization. So let me try to make this a little bit more real for you and show you what I'm talking about. Here we have an example of an engine model. And this is me in my home office, and I invite my colleague Zhao into my home office. Here you see Zhao's view in his home office. So we're not physically together, but we're virtually together, and we're looking at this complex piece of equipment and getting spatial step-by-step instruction on how to change an engine actuator. And so the system is giving us spatial cues and guidance, and we're following this and building the muscle memory and learning how to do it. Here's another example of design and layout that I talked about. This time you see on a phone or a tablet. Now you can have others that are in a headset and others that are on their PC. We can all be in this meeting together. But here we're really just looking at the different way that we might want to lay out or design this space. And this project happens to be a real project in Sydney, Australia. And you see participants from Singapore and Sydney, and I'm joining them from Bainbridge Island. And we're interacting inside this building as if it exists, because we can spatially move around it, even though it won't be designed or built for many years to come. And so we can do all sorts of things about looking at different design and layout in real time just by tapping a screen, or moving objects or pulling new objects into the space, or leaving spatial or persistent sticky notes, or tagging images, etc. So this can really drive business value by helping validate business decisions that you're trying to make on your projects. So that's what we do. Thank you very much for your time today, and look forward to learning more about your company and your needs. Thank you.
Welcome to the stage, Jamie. That was a really interesting virtual reality video there.
Oh, great. Thank you.
If the audience has questions, shoot those into the chat. Looks like we have one here. Put this on the screen. Jamie, can you help me understand what preparation is involved before starting a project with Altoura? Do they need 3D assets? Do they need to have VR developers on staff?
Yeah, great. Good questions. So the answer is no, you don't really need anything to get started. We do have a services team that can help build these 3D assets of equipment or environments. We can use lots of different processes to capture that: point cloud data, LiDAR scans, photogrammetry. But most of our customers do have 3D models of their equipment or their assets or their environments that they're trying to make collaborative and do things like training or like a layout scenario or a sales presentation. So it does help if you have 3D assets, but we can totally help you without that. We also can help set up we can build on our platform for you. So we deliver an end-to-end solution, but it's important that businesses also have the capability to create their own experiences using our platform. And so as part of our license structure, we also offer hours of training to make sure that people are able to use the platform if they would like.
And then that question on screen from Molly, Argosy has been looking for a tech like this to train and repair systems in their engine rooms. How do you map the space?
Yeah, that's a perfect example. So what we would do is probably take a LiDAR scanner and scan your engine room and create a 3D asset of that room. And then we would probably recreate we would use that LiDAR scan as essentially a template to skin over the top of it another 3D model. And the reason that we would do that is that model, when you scan it from LiDAR, is all fused together. So you can't really grab levers and valves and open doors or whatever. So we will recreate that engine and all the moving pieces so that you can then build those processes of like, hey, we need to change an engine filter. We need to do an oil change or whatever. And I think what maybe Molly is hitting on the head is that the issue that we address is a workforce. How are you capturing the data of all these people who are retiring, and how can you allow people to train when they're not inside that boat in the engine room? How can you keep people productive while they're still on shore or at home, and then capture and spatially codify all these different work processes? So that's exactly what we're doing. A lot of that work in pharmaceutical right now with these complex pieces of equipment and just codifying and spatially embedding that data on all the different work processes that you've got to go through. Sorry, I think we ran over time. Oh, Wes, you're muted.
Thank you for that. The question from Chris, let's just touch on that real quick. What about museum use cases? We'd love to see the impact on museums.
Yeah, what's interesting about the museum use case, we haven't done that, but I could totally see that being a relevant use case. The similar thing that we have done is JP Morgan and Target and Microsoft, we have customers that use us for their facilities and how they engage their employees. So because we give you a spatial tool to embed data, we can let you, in our case, you move through an office and you have hotspots where you can pull up information, embed videos or text. The system can narrate to you and tell you a story about whatever it is that you're looking at. So could completely be done in a museum setting as well, where you could actually spatially, we could travel to this virtual museum that's a digital twin of the physical museum, and you can embed all of the assets that you may already have prepared, videos or your write-ups on your placards that people are reading, and make that interactive. We've done some really cool experiences for some individuals that have private collections of things like, Napoleon's mess kit and a piece of a space rock from Mars, where we've made those objects interactive and really tell kind of a whole spatial story around the history and etymology of these assets. And so that's, I guess, directly relevant to what you're talking about with museums, but very fun. And because people can do it in a networked way, you could have a concierge leading groups of people giving a virtual tour, but it could also be a self-guided tour. So we give that optionality. But yeah, pretty fun way to explore that.
Extremely fun and interesting. Thank you so much for your time, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you.
If folks have more questions, they can get in touch with you in the breakout sessions.
Great. And apologies, Wes, I am going to have to run.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to stay for the breakout session because I've scheduled over another meeting. So deep apologies, but I would love, yes, if there are opportunities to connect again, I would appreciate that.
Okay, absolutely. We'll
Thanks,
connect you.
Very much.
All right. Thank you, Jamie.